Namaste and welcome, the audience, in this brand new episode of our program, Guest in Town, Atithi Devo Bhava. It's me, Rohan Srestha. Today, we are going to discuss on the field of art, and for this, we have the guest of our town. He is Mr. Gil Alon, and he is an Israeli actor, director, singer, and the Zen teacher, the master of Zen, similarly the Reiki master. Let me welcome him. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Nepal. Welcome to Himalaya television.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
First of all, tell us something about this visit of yours.
My visit, this visit,
Right.
is second visit after 16 years. My first reason to come is because I missed Nepal so much. This is the real reason. And because last time, which was in year 2000,
Right.
and it was also like now cooperation with the Israeli embassy and the foreign ministry of Israel, I conducted workshops for actors. That time for Studio 7 Theatre and the Royal Academy. At that time it was Royal.
It was that time,
Yes,
before
that
16
time.
years.
Yes, yes. And I had connections with Nepali actors. So after I decided to come this time, we continued with our connection, and the result was the workshop I conducted this time.
The workshop Into the Moment, a creative journey to innermost intuition.
Right.
What does this mean?
It means that, according to my perception, in order for our creativity to grow and to flourish, not only for artists, for everyone, to be more creative in your life, to think creatively, out of the box, to live creatively, I strongly feel that competition kills the creativity. Judgment and criticism kill creativity. Therefore, I structured a workshop where artists or anyone can create and can explore with never being judged, never being criticized. I never say if the exercise is good or bad. I never say if it's a failure or success. I tell them, don't try to be the best. Don't try to be number one. Just be yourself. Because if you are yourself, there are more chances to touch the heart of others. And this is the structure of this workshop, which is full of activities.
Competition kills
Creativity. Yes.
But don't you think that sometimes competition is the major factor or the backbone to enhance one's creativity?
No, I think
In what
no.
way?
Because competition only imposes pressure, imposes stress, and sense of failure, not being good enough, not being achiever enough, and all that. And this is, according to me, wasting of time. Because whatever you can achieve, there will always be someone better than you. So it's a wasting of time, according to me. So the best thing is just to fulfill yourself, to follow your heart, to fulfill your dreams in your own way without compromising it, and be yourself.
Okay. So you are here for the workshop, right?
Yes.
How did it go?
It goes wonderfully.
With the Nepali artist?
With the
With
Nepali
young
artist?
Nepali artist?
Yes, the first one was in Theatre Mall, which is in Kathmandu Mall on the 7th floor. It was 7 days workshop arranged by Theatre Mall and Theatre Garden. It was for 20 Nepali actors and actresses. Then I gave one guest lecture of 1 day for the drama school and drama classes of Mr. Sunil Pokarel. And now it's a cooperation with Israeli government and Israel, 3 days workshop in Israel. And I find wonderful, wonderful Nepali actors, devoted, dedicated from all their heart, blood and soul. And it's very touching, very touching.
This is the second visit of yours.
Yes.
For 16 years you came to Nepal.
Yes.
What differences did you find in Nepal?
More pollution. And it actually affects my coughing all the time. But apart of that, it looks the same. And I mostly enjoy the people. I enjoy so much meeting the people. And many times I just go in the street, start to talk to the people in the shops or somewhere else, and we just sit and talk, and that's it. And it's a real joy.
What about the development of Nepal? The Nepali artists, similarly, overall the development of Nepal. How do you analyze? How do you compare, let's say?
First of all, last time and this time I remained only in Kathmandu, so I didn't travel because of my workshop. And the realization is that whenever I go, even here, actors are the same. They are very devoted, very from all their heart. They really want to learn, really want to experience and to grow. And this is very beautiful.
So there is no difference among the actors, that time, the period before 16 years and now? You didn't see any kind of difference?
Dedication-wise and being willing to do it, it's the same devotion. Yes.
You are here in the birthplace of Gautam Buddha.
Right.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling
Since
honored.
you are the follower of Buddhism, right?
Yes, but I must clarify that I teach Zen. Zen is the philosophy of Buddhism. I do not follow the religion. I don't follow any rituals and any customs and all that. It's only study of the philosophy. Yes, and this is also what I teach. But to be in the birthplace of Buddha is always very happy.
Did you go to Lumbini? This time not.
Not
before 16 years.
And also this time not because of other engagement. I hope next time.
What about before 16 years? Did you go?
No, but 16 years ago I came also for the purpose to immerse myself in the study of Tibetan Buddhism.
Right, that is what. While going through the website of yours, I found that you travel different part of Nepal, similarly India till Tibet. What was the purpose of that visit and how do you explore Jin?
The Zen, official Zen studies is in Japan because it is associated with this country, and I studied there and became
Chinese Zen as well, isn't it?
There is a Chinese Zen, which is a different style, and there is Korean Zen.
Okay.
But I specialized in the Japanese one, and I studied there under a Japanese master and became a teacher in a traditional ceremony. But when I was here 16 years ago, I was curious also about Tibetan Buddhism. And therefore I went to Kopan Gompa, the Kopan Buddhist temple, Tibetan temple, and I stayed there for some time to study about this more.
Okay. What is the basic philosophy of Zen?
The basic, if I want to give a subtitle for the Zen, I would say uncompromising investigation of reality. And it's a method of investigating life and reality by questioning everything and not taking for granted anything. So everything is questionable, everything can be turned upside down to see why and why and why. Not doing anything because everybody do, because it's tradition, because it's a custom. Everything should be asked why we do it and what is the reason and if I agree to do that. So it makes you most individual and independent person.
Science behind the religion, can we say that or not? Because science is also based on reason, right?
Right. So many years ago, science and philosophies of religion were apart, and they're both reached a point where they had a crisis. And then they realized that they actually talking about the same thing. And finally, about 50 or more years ago, scientists and spiritual masters started to sit together. And they realized that they are talking about the same thing. Because science looking for answers outside and spirituality look for answers inside. But actually inside and outside are the same. So therefore, they started to join together.
You just said that there is Chinese Zen, Japanese Zen, Korean Zen. You have done a specialization in Japanese Zen.
Right.
What is the demarcation line, or let's say the difference between Japanese, Chinese and Japanese Zen? Because philosophy is same, right?
Kind of, but they disagree about the approach. What should be the process, how should be the training, and what should be the studies and how. To go into it is a lot of details which may not say a lot for the listeners and viewers, but they disagree about the process. But actually the philosophy is basically the same.
You are an actor, similarly the director.
Yes.
Right? You have done lots of movies and you are a theater actor.
Right.
Besides you are a singer, then after the Zen master and the Reiki teacher.
Yes.
How do you manage all this?
So the Reiki I put aside because I became a teacher, but I don't practice it because it needs a lot of dedication which I cannot have. But all the rest, yes, I do all of it at the same time together, all over the world, and we manage the time. Yes.
How?
How? by scheduling it. Yes, and by giving my love to it and my dedication and my devotion, and this is what I love to do. So I schedule my activities almost a year ahead, basically.
You are from Israel.
Right.
You belong to Jew community, right?
Israelis by birth are Jewish.
By Jewish.
Yes.
So, what made you to get inclined towards this, the philosophy of Buddhism?
The reason is not logic. It's kind of intuition. I grew up in a secular family. Mm-hmm. None of my family members followed traditionally or orthodoxically the Jewish faith. Mm-hmm. So I was not under any religious pressure. But I was really, really attracted to the Far East, with what we call Far East, and to the philosophy of the Far East. Mm-hmm. And I just followed this call, which I don't know why it came.
Can you please recall those days when you came to Nepal to learn this Jain philosophy?
Yes. This was actually almost the end of a journey which started in India, continued with Thailand, Japan, and South Korea, and Nepal was the last stop, almost before going home. So I kind of came already trained, and Zen it is not so much here, but more the Tibetan Buddhism, which is another style. So I came here and I stayed in a Himalayan Buddhist center in Kathmandu and studied there. And then I went to the mountain for Kopan temple and stayed there also. But I combined it with my workshops.
How do you combine religion as well as the field of glamour? This is the field of glamour. Actor, theater, director, singer. This is the quite field of glamour and the total different part. This religion and philosophy.
Yes. So
how do you merge these two?
Because I do not follow the religion, I follow the philosophy. The Zen philosophy claims very clearly that daily life is the philosophy of Buddhism.
But that philosophy is based on the religion, isn't it? Because Buddhism itself is a religion.
Yes, but it is not following so much rituals and blind beliefs, but searching into yourself. And searching into yourself and investigating yourself and life, this is the important thing, without being religious person. So for me, it is clearly can be combined with my work in theater and performing arts field.
How do you combine that philosophy in your acting field?
The main thing
because you are giving this as a training to the new emerging actors as well.
Yes, I do not put the Zen itself into the acting trainer because this I teach only for Zen students. But one of the things I adopt into my approach is not bothering with competition, not bothering about being better than other. Just cultivate your love for the art of acting and do that from all your heart, and the rest is not important.
So from heart, if you do something from heart, you will obviously achieve the goal.
No, you will all obviously do what you love to do, and that's it. And goal is something flexible, decided by society. But for you, the fulfillment of yourself is to follow your heart and to do what you love to do.
But don't you think that this is an era of competition?
Unfortunately, this competition...
Because if one wants to sustain in this society, one must be competent enough to fight for the ups and downs.
So I think that competition is a mental disease. And this is a disease of our society. It's not a reality. And the way to deal with it is not to cooperate with competition. Just do what you love to do, and that's it. Because if you be number one in Kathmandu, you are still not number one in India. Yes?
Right.
If you are number one in India, you are still not number one in Asia.
Right.
If you are number one in Asia, you are not number one in the world. So it's a vicious circle which has no end, and it's a waste of time. Just be yourself and do what you love to do. This is my approach.
You have done movies.
Yes.
As we have already said that this is the field of glamour.
Right.
How do you, on the backdrop of this spirituality, this philosophy, how do you analyze the contemporary movies? Or let's say the contemporary theater?
the contemporary theater and contemporary movie are dealing with life. And the philosophy of Zen is also dealing with life. So they both deal with life with all aspects.
In what way?
In what
Dealing
way?
with life.
Life, which means the problems of life, the struggles of life.
The story of life.
The story of life, the love of life, the disappointment of life, the seeking for happiness, and all that. So, and also the Zen insists on being in the moment. An actor also must be in the moment, whether it's on the stage or in front of the camera, and experience what happens now. And this is another link.
How has this workshop been providing, you have been providing, will add this among the actors?
I encourage them to follow their passion of acting without compromising. Because when a person decides to become an actor, it's not an easy life. He has pressure from all his surroundings, family and friends, that this is not the right decision and he should choose something which brings money and all that. And I encourage them to follow their heart, not compromise, and continue, because this is the way for happiness.
Everyone wants to remain happy, but they cannot because of, as you said, because of there are lots of problems. Right. So how can one individual come up with those problems? Just listening to the heart or something else, remaining in the society as well, remaining in the competition as well, we can do something else to remain happy.
No, I think this is not, will bring not happiness, it will not bring happiness. What will bring happiness is following your call, following what you really dream to do. If you follow your heart, it will be difficult. But if you don't follow your heart, it will be 10 times more difficult. So the fact that you follow your heart helps you to overcome the obstacles on the way. Otherwise, it is much more difficult to overcome. Yes?
What about meditation?
Meditation has endless forms.
Because in today's scenario, the spiritual guru, or let's say the philosopher, they say that if you go for the meditation, that it will help to come up with the problem of dissatisfaction and sorrow and sadness. What is your verdict on it?
My question back is which meditation? Because
what
there
kind
are
of?
endless of meditations. Each one might be suitable for each person. So I encourage my students to try many kinds of meditation and to find out what is suitable for them and then see what happens.
I want to know something about the Israeli theater.
Right. Israeli theater, to talk about that we need a 3 hours lecture, but I try to say shortly, Israel is a very small country, smaller than Nepal, and has only 8 million people, but it is number one in new theater productions a year per capita and citizens. Israel has about 3,000 new theater productions every year, which is very, very big. So the theater scene in Israel is very big, and people go to theater more than to football. And it is integrated in the society from kindergarten till your death. Everybody goes to theater a lot.
What about the influence of television and the mobile phones on theater?
Yes, always there is there is kind of bad influence, in the sense that now the big theaters always sign up the big stars from the TV to play in the theater in order to get more audience and all that stuff. This happens all over the world, in Israel too, but the independent and interesting theater continues.
It's been long that you have been keeping relationship with Nepal.
Yes.
Can you say something in Nepali? Nepali bolna आउँछ.
Ali, I I try to learn, and I learned some sentences like Malai book lagyo, more.
काठमाडौँ कस्तो लाग्यो? नेपाल कस्तो लाग्यो?
Chicha.
ठीक छ?
Yes. More kushichu.
तर काठमाडौँको फोहोरले चाहिँ अलिकति गाह्रो बनाएको छ पोल्युसनले.
Yes, it's a bit difficult. I understood a little bit, but I enjoy being here very much.
नेपाली गीत गाउन आउँछ?
Which means?
Do you know how to sing Nepali song?
The Nepali I don't know, but I came to know two Nepali songs which I love very much.
Like?
One of them is by John Rohit Chetri, Bistare, Bistare, Sustare, Sustare, yes?
It's a very popular song nowadays.
Which I fell in love with immediately. And a few days ago, I came to know the new popular song about from the movie which is about to be released, and the name is Nira. Nira.
Nira.
Yes.
Nira koili risaउने, Nira koili.
Yes.
Right.
And
do you know how to sing one line?
No, I don't know the words.
What about Bistare Bistare?
Also, only Bistare and Sustare I know. But I know the tune and it's very beautiful.
What about Nepali food?
Nepali food, mitocha.
Mito laksa.
Yes, I really enjoy it. I found some very small restaurants run by a family. The husband and wife cook themselves, and I go there, and it's a very nice food. Yes.
धेरै धन्यवाद तपाईले हामीलाई समय दिन पाए.
धेरै धन्यवाद. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great.
Well, thanks to you as well, the audience. तपाईलाई पनि धेरै धन्यवाद आज हामीलाई साथ दिनु भएकोमा गेस्ट इन टाउनमा समृद्धि र शान्तिको अभियान हेर्दै रहनु होला हिमालय टेलिभिजन. नमस्ते.